I am a family nurse practitioner at the Methodist Renaissance Health Clinic. I would encourage other nurse practitioners to go back for their D.N.P. for several reasons. First of all, the different types of classes we took prepared us not only to take better care of patients based on evidence, but also to take better care of populations. I don't just take care of my diabetics. I look at them as a whole population, and I look at a whole community of diabetics. Another reason that I would encourage nurse practitioners to get their D.N.P. is there is a great deal of information on policy in the program, and I learned how I could use policy and become legislatively active to affect the care of my patients. I think in my practice we see a variety of patients and many complex diseases, and also many socioeconomic factors that play into the case management of those patients. And even though I felt like I was well read and worked hard to keep up on that, there was a lot more, there were different approaches that I could have to how I cared for those patients that would make it better. And so really my goal was to continue doing what I do, but to do it better and to achieve better outcomes for our patients. I chose Creighton because of the strong reputation it has in the community. It's also very clinically focused. Yes, I am applying my D.N.P. in my current practice. For instance, with our diabetic population, I used the HRSA collaboratives, which we gained information about in our evaluative methods course, and I use that as part of my D.N.P. project, evidence-based project, in improving care for a vulnerable population, and I'm continuing that project at this time. I found the Creighton program to be very adaptable. Between the variety of online and in-classroom education, it worked well. I also found it I found it helpful that they worked with me. I needed a lot of help with computer skills, for instance. And when I first met with an advisor and told her this was something I needed to work on, she said to me, "Can you make an attachment to an email?" And I said, "Okay, they can have it." And they helped me with that. So I felt the areas that I was weak in, that they were there to help us with. The hardest part of going back for my D.N.P. was probably the adjustments you make in your personal life to make this work. And they're not huge, and you get used to them after a while. But initially that was what was the most difficult. But after time, I figured out when it was best to study and not to study, and I actually just learned to use my time better. I did not find them especially difficult. I thought it took a while to adjust to some. I was always used to a classroom situation where you went to class for all of your classes. So the online format certainly was new and required a different type of preparation ahead of time. But the other piece of that is it allows for a great deal of flexibility, and that's part of what enabled us to keep our job, is that you would do it when you had time to do it. You worked it into your life as it worked for you. I found the Creighton faculty to be very supportive. It was a very collegial relationship. There were certainly demands and a instructor-student relationship, but they were very supportive and very sharing of their knowledge, but also very appreciative of our past experiences. Creighton was the choice for me to return for my D.N.P. because of the Jesuit values. I work with a population that's underserved, underinsured, and I know because of the Jesuit mission that there would be components of that program that would address the needs of my patients. And as men and women for others, I knew that I would get content that would help me with my patients.